So, my name is Carla Brown, and I'm here with my dear friend and colleague, Ann Hintz. And the reason that I wanted to get on to a call just to talk to you all about this is because I just had an EFT session with Ann. And many of you know my fascination and enthusiasm with joy and with grief and recently self love. And today we had a session which was so amazing to me. So, ways that I have held love and acceptance back from myself, as we know, they're always connected to our childhood. And today, when you and were going through this tapping exercise with me around an experience I had as a child where I was taking care of my brother, I found myself going into a familiar strategy of getting really small and scared and confused and frozen. And everything felt very overwhelming, felt very big. I didn't know what to do. And you led me through a normal tapping routine, which always is effective for me. The thing that you did differently, which I had never experienced before, and I'm really eager to share with people, is that you had me replay the incident and then put a whole new story in there and tap on that story and end hugging that part of my little girl self. And it was just mind blowing for me because I could actually feel in my body that she felt seen and heard, and that there was resolution and ease and a sense of peace. And I really just wanted to share that with people. I had no idea that was a thing.
Okay, well, let's start by talking about how we got to that childhood memory, because we got there from a present day event that you've been going through. So do you want to just mention what that was?
Yeah, so I've been having a lot of tech phobia. Tech phobia is an experience that I've had on and off since the pandemic. And I realized that during the pandemic, I was all by myself and I was trying to figure out things all by myself. And that's a very, very familiar strategy from my childhood because I was a child of neglect. I was left alone a lot. I did a lot of very heroic things and I figured out a lot of things all by myself. And so during the pandemic, I had to figure out a lot of techie things and move my business online all by myself. And so you were noticing that I was having trouble with this techie thing that seemed really simple. And then you helped me to draw the parallel.
I heard you say the phrase, I don't know what to do.
I don't know what to do. That's right. I don't
And that
know.
was a familiar phrase from, I happen to know, from an event in your childhood. Do you want to just mention what that event was?
Yeah. So when I was a child, I was about 8. My brother was about 3.5. And my parents left before the babysitter came because they were late for an event. And I decided I was going to make some food for my brother and I because we hadn't eaten and the babysitter hadn't gotten there. And I didn't even think about waiting for the babysitter. I just took action into my own hands because that's the way I do things. And I used a kitchen towel to hold on to the frying pan and I accidentally lit the towel on fire. And I believe the towel fell to the ground. And anyway, I became overwhelmed and I started a fire in my kitchen. And so I ran and took my brother and I ran to the neighbor's house to get help.
Right. But before you ran to the neighbor's house, there was that moving.
Feeling
Yes.
of overwhelm. I felt overwhelmed. Well, actually, here's the truth. I don't think I ever let myself feel the overwhelm as a child. If I did, it was momentary, but then I began to just take action. And so the pattern in my body is to feel the overwhelm and the freeze, and then eventually dig myself out of that and take action. What I found as an adult, however, is that the more experiences I have where I get afraid and feel overwhelmed and go into a freeze, then I just get stuck in that freeze for much longer. It takes me longer to take action. So yeah, I didn't know what to do and I felt overwhelmed.
Right. So today what we did is we went back there and we tapped through that event multiple times, and especially that feeling part of where the towel's on fire and Carla's all tense and tight and holding herself small and not knowing what to do. So we tapped through that. And when you're in that mode or that freeze mode, you can't think outside the box. You just have this narrow field of view. So we tapped through those emotions and let some of them go. And then we went back to that young version of Carla and we tapped on her, we talked to her, we soothed her so that those big
Yes.
emotions were gone. And then we asked
Yeah.
her other options of what she could have done in that moment.
Yeah. And you asked that in the way that also my adult self was present. And so we gave that child different options. And then she chose those options. But somehow, because my adult self was there with her, of course, like any nervous system, it co-regulated. And there she was, and she made some choices and she put the fire out and she felt better and there was more ease. And then I got to hug her and my body just relaxed. So much relief.
Yes. So in that way, we can kind of rewrite history a little bit, the history that lives inside of us. So what was inside of you has now shifted.
Yes, exactly. And the aha for me was that we could write a new story because my parents have both passed and there's no need to replay any of that past with anyone, but it was still living inside of me. So the benefits of rewriting a story and bringing new information into my nervous system. So now that we've had that moment where I just comforted her and she felt empowered and there was relief, I feel like so much more energy.
That's great. One key point, though, is that we want to make sure we remove those emotions that are stuck in the body from the past. We don't want to rewrite on top of emotions that are in there because that's dis-ease. We're leaving dis-ease in the body, and we don't want to do that. We want to clear out the dis-ease, and then we can put a new memory in there.
Great. Yay! Thank you so much. It was really, really helpful. I'm so grateful.
You're welcome.
So this is why I'm really excited about the retreat that we're going to be co-leading this July, Liberation Beyond Loss. This is a retreat for women who have lost their mothers and specifically speaking to the complicated relationships that we can have with our mothers. So both Anne and I have been through complicated experience with our mothers. And, you know, Anne, the ways that you helped me through tapping to liberate a lot of that stuck energy, if you will, in my body around my mother has given me newfound freedom to go on with my life because my body was really bound in the past and it was affecting everything that I was doing, even the love that I had and still have for my mother. She's not here in the physical anymore, but my life was being affected by those past experiences. So I'm really excited that we can offer this retreat to all of you to support you in creating more opportunities to liberate yourself from the past experiences with your mother and bring yourself into the present moment, feeling your power, feeling your joy, feeling your aliveness, and your gratitude for someone that you love that's also not here anymore. So you can reconnect to the love and release the pain. What would you like to say about it?
It's going to be so transformational for any of you that come to it. I think you will not recognize yourself at the end of 5 days. Yeah. And so I encourage you to come. It's going to be amazing. It is truly going to be amazing.
Yeah. We're going to have EFT. We're going to have grief yoga. We're going to have laughter. We're going to have all kinds of different practices. So it's really going to be an amazing time. We're excited to offer this because we know how powerful it can be. And if you feel called, we'd love to have you join us. Yeah.